What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. First and foremost, I appreciate all my returning viewers. I appreciate all my new subscribers. And if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Now, as you can see from the title, that boy Putin is not fucking around. You know what I'm saying? He done called the hit in on Prigozhin, 2 months after the mutiny. Now, for those of y'all who don't know or hasn't been following up or keeping up with the Ukraine and Russia war, there's this guy named Prigozhin, and he is the leader of the Wagner group, you know, W-A-G-N-E-R. We would say Wagner, but it's called Wagner in Europe. You know, the W is a V. So actually, BMW is BMV. Like over in Germany where I used to live, BMW was called BMV. Anyways, for those of y'all who don't know, Prigozhin was kind of Putin's attack dog, really. He ran his own mercenary group, and they've been doing all kind of atrocities in Ukraine throughout the last year and some change since Ukraine and Russia have been at war with each other. You know, he started off as Putin's personal chef back in the days. He's kind of like a rags to riches type of dude. You know, people was always wondering like, hey, man, how did this dude just pop up out of nowhere and become the leader of a mercenary group under Putin? Well, it starts back when he was the personal chef. He used to sell hot dogs and shit. Like him and his mom used to sell hot dogs back in the day. I believe he went to prison for a long time. He was locked up in a Russian prison. And when he got out, he started selling food and shit. Then him and his mom worked their way on up to a restaurant. And Putin just happened to go to this restaurant one day. And Putin liked the food so much that, you know, he started fucking with bruh. But anyways, this dude, you know, over the years became more and more of a Putin ally, I guess you could say, a homeboy, to the point where, you know, Russia has been said to have been getting their ass kicked so bad that they've been going inside of prisons and recruiting people. Well, this was the guy who was actually going to the prisons and getting people out to be pretty much crash dummies for Russia. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, fast forward up to about 2 months ago, this dude, Prigozhin, he, you know, basically, they'll call it a mutiny, but he basically got out of pocket, you feel me, for the niggas that's watching this. And he started storming towards Moscow, and he was claiming, you know, that his troops wasn't being treated right. A couple of his troops were, I believe, accidentally killed by Russian forces. And he didn't like that shit because there was no, you know, repercussions for that. And his troops are doing most of the heavy fighting and shit. They got all their own equipment, you know, as far as tanks and shit like that. But they're pretty much the infantry to Putin's army over in Russia, you know. So with that being said, he decided to storm his way towards Moscow. Well, in the mix of that, you know, Putin made the call and they negotiated some shit along with the country Belarus. And he just backed off. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's two lessons here. You feel me? There's two lessons here from this death of Prigozhin. One is revenge is a dish best served cold. I was telling people when I first seen that 2 months ago, like, bruh, this dude is living on borrowed time right now. If you think that Vladimir Putin, of all people in the world, is not going to get some get back gang on this nigga for the insubordination, for the disloyalty that he has shown, for the embarrassment that he has shown, you know what I'm saying? You're tripping. This is fucking Vladimir Putin. You know what I mean? And this guy, Prigozhin, is maybe one person that could probably challenge Putin because he has his own following as well. A lot of people love and respect this dude. You know what I mean? But Putin is the boss. So that's the first lesson. Revenge is a dish best served cold. The other lesson in this, and it comes from a book that, you know, I've been reading, is the 48 Laws of Power. And if I'm not mistaken, the first law of power is never outshine the master, man. Did this nigga really think that he was going to get away with this? So now, fast forward to today, all of a sudden, a plane that he's riding in with his top people of the Wagner group, because they were in Africa, so basically after he, tried to storm Moscow and threatened Putin and challenged Putin, they worked out some deal with, through Belarus, which is another country that's aiding Russia in the atrocities that they're committing in Ukraine. And so he had to go chill in Belarus in sort of an exile. And from there, they dispatched him to Africa where, Russia and China have both got their hands in a lot of shit over there because of the minerals and shit. So, they had him and his group, his Wagner group, a team of mercenaries go over there and quell some problems. But really, he was just putting that dude on ice. So now fast forward today where he's on his way back to Russia with his top people. All of a sudden, his plane just blows up and he dies. Hey, man, it don't take a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together to get foe. You already know I'm foeing them, man. Hey, buddy had to go. You feel what I'm saying? And that is a lesson to everybody who's planning on, crossing Putin or, being disloyal to Putin or challenging Putin, that, hey, he's still the boss and he can still get you knocked the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? He called that hit in. There's no question in my mind, especially after what we seen 2 months ago, if you've been keeping up with this. But on the flip side of that, I don't feel sorry for that nigga. You know why? Because his Wagner group has been reportedly doing all kind of fucked up shit to Ukrainian people, especially women, raping and killing children and shit. Like, hey, man, God don't like ugly. Karma's a bitch. And today her name is Putin. And that's not to say that he's not going to get his, because like I said, this dude has his own following. So that's going to create more of a, disgruntled group of people who were behind Prigozhin to want to try to do something to Putin or aid the Ukrainians and give them intelligence on how to fuck him up from within. Putin has got to be on his toes right now, man. I bet you he's sleeping like this. Not even one eye is closed. He's sleeping like this. He got to watch everything moving. But, this was just a demo that he had to set to let everybody fucking know I'm still the boss. I'm still in charge of this shit and I will not be challenged, man. So, yeah, hey, Putin is over here calling in hits, man. We're going to see where it goes from here. But, hey, the ball is on the other side of the court now, So we'll see if there's any kind of reaction to the action of killing somebody who had a strong following in Russia and one of the people that probably could have challenged Putin for his power at some point. But it ain't going to happen now. So, and it's keeping everybody else on alert. Like, damn, if we was thinking about doing something, we going to chill right now. You know what I'm saying? But, it's only so long that, the Russian people can be losing sons to this war that should have never been started, before somebody in his inner circle tries him again, or, he just dies of health problems, which they say that he has, or who knows what's going to happen. But Putin has got his day coming for sure. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, man, just a caveat to that. I see so many people like, man, why are we sending Ukraine money? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? They got money for war, but they can't feed the poor. But, if you've never been to war and you never been in the military, you probably don't understand politics to an extent that I do. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they got money for wars but can't feed the poor is because and this sounds fucked up, but Uncle Sam is cutthroat. Uncle Sam is more cutthroat than Putin is. You feel me? Think about this. When you owe Uncle Sam some money, he's going to get his money one way or the other. You feel me? Uncle Sam always gets his money. And with that being said, poor people can't pay Uncle Sam back. That's why they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. If you give every poor people money, the value of the dollar is going to go down, 1. 2, people are going to be lazy. You see how motherfuckers is acting up under Trump? when they get these PPP loans and EDD loans, don't nobody want to go back to work. That's why you can't give motherfuckers money. You got to work for money. You have to work. There's like, that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But when I hear people say that shit, I'm like, bruh, stop reciting some Tupac shit from the 1990s. Like, bruh, it's 2023. Like, hey. And the reason why we're giving Ukraine so much money, which is always bloated in these social media pages, you know, I think they do that shit for engagement and reactions, and they need comments and shit out of people. But the same reasons why Russia wants to take over Ukraine is the same reasons why we want to give them weapons to not allow that. And that's because they're sitting on a bunch of natural fucking gas, which brings me back to my point I just made about Uncle Sam is going to want every last dollar of whatever we sent over there. Now, the American public ain't going to see none of that money, which we never do anyways. You got to be way at the top, some of them politicians, to see that. But best believe Uncle Sam is definitely getting every fucking dollar back one way or another from what we've given to Ukraine. Like I said, just think about it. If you owe Uncle Sam some money, you think he ain't coming back? You think he ain't finna tax your check? You think he ain't finna have the IRS at your door? You think he ain't finna lock your ass up for some money that you owe at some point? Hey, man, go do a white collar crime. Go do some bank fraud. Go do some money laundering. Go make some fake money. Hey, man, Uncle Sam is not playing about his money. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, man, that's just like a whole nother caveat and conversation that the average person don't understand. And when I see people making these comments, I'm just like, you know what? That's the power of the internet. Anybody can get on and just talk all they want. Oh, we giving these people money. Oh, why can't I get no money? Oh, hey, bruh, you ain't gonna pay Uncle Sam back. You feel me? There's two types of people in this world. People before they get the money and people after they get the money in their hand. You feel what I'm saying? And most niggas is going to be like, shit, if I take out a loan for 10 grand, yeah, I'm going to sign the papers. Yeah, I agree to all this. And I go, man, niggas is about to go to the Gucci store, to the Louis Vuitton store. You ain't going to pay that shit back to that bank, man. You feel what I'm saying? So why the fuck do you think Uncle Sam ain't going to want his money back and not give it to y'all niggas when these niggas is doing PPP fraud and all this other kind of shit? You see where they put them people in motherfucking jail. You know what I'm saying? Because Uncle Sam ain't playing with nobody. So that leads me to say, again, all the money that we're giving to Ukraine, best believe we're taking whatever we can back. We're going to get that shit back in blood. We're going to get that shit back in natural gas. We're going to get that shit back in minerals. We might even put some bases over there and be like, okay, well, you can't afford to pay us back. Well, guess what? We got 5 bases over here now. This shit is ours. You know what I'm saying? We going to collect this shit one way or another, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, man, I ain't going to make this video too long. Hey, but Putin is over here calling plays right now. He's putting in hits, you know what I'm saying? And he is not playing. It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow, man. I got a lot more content coming, like I said, and other videos starting September 1st. You know, I'm giving y'all 30 for 30 life stories, 30 days in a row, man. You know, I got plenty more than that in my phone already ready to go. But starting in, we gonna go up, man. Appreciate all my subscribers. Appreciate all my returning viewers. Appreciate all the engagement as far as comments, whether they positive or negative. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna like each one of them, man. So yeah, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Team King.